I've been keeping a close eye out lately on the reveals from Gamescom for Planet Coaster 2, and let me tell you, I'm even more excited now than ever for the incredible sequel to this already great game. Now, in the past weeks, we've been so excited for the new path system, scaling, and so much more, but we were revealed so much more stuff behind the scenes that we had no clue about. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Leaf, and let's jump right back into the bulk of it all. Here's everything we know now about Planet Coaster 2. Now, this is Planet Coaster 2 after all, so I think it's important that we lead in with some of the biggest developments in the coaster building and ride scene. First of all, turntables are a thing now. We've seen a few screenshots and videos of these from all across the internet at this point, but basically turntables are the thing that kind of like turn your coaster or like cart around. Really cool stuff over here. It's honestly crazy to me that we did not have any of this in Planet Coaster 1. I mean, I remember playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and they had these. I was always making them go backwards for the entire ride. I was a masochist as a kid. But that's honestly gonna be so cool. Think of how unique that we can make these little sections in-game, where you could have part of the ride going backwards. Think kind of like not Kilimanjaro Safari. That'd be terrifying if you're going backwards through that. No, imagine Everest, Expedition Everest, how you're going backwards in the train. We can have so much more of that stuff going forward. That's gonna be so awesome to play with. Now, beyond that, I think it's super important that we kind of talk about coaster smoothing now. This is probably one of the biggest developments out of Gamescom, where coaster smoothing is now, like, perfect. I don't want to say it's perfect. I know there are probably going to be some enthusiasts out there who are like, it's not perfect. But honestly, this is so good because I've been waiting for some good, smooth POV shots for riding your own coasters. And it's something that just was never attainable within Planet Coaster 1 to begin with, unless if you like went down to like the 1 meter track pieces and then you started to use like No Limits 2, then you use Black Magic to kind of integrate that into Planet Coaster. I have no idea how that stuff works, but it's so cool how it does. But yeah, coaster smoothing is going to be like absolutely insane going forward, but we also get a look into the FlexiColor system. This kind of goes into a lot more facilities as well, but this kind of covers rides, slides, all that stuff. But we get a look into all of the new patterns that they have in here. I think they call them decals. I think they're just patterns though. That's my little American in here trying to recolonize colonizers. But yeah, we get to see some new patterns for the mythological theming. We see a lot of these with like that Greco kind of like swirly pattern. But something I don't see anyone else talking about, we see our first items in the Viking theme, and that's these little Celtic crosses, these kind of Celtic knots, I believe. Really, really awesome stuff right there, and I'm so excited to play with that theme, even though we haven't seen anything about that yet. We also got the typical aquatic theming kind of decals in there too, which is very cool. We also get a look at a brand new ride. This one is the tour bus. Yeah, so this is going to be so helpful, not only just for like decorating parking lots. Imagine if you like kind of sink these slowly but surely into the ground, then you build the parking lot on top of that. You can have like cars actually moving in your parking lot searching for a spot. That's going to be so cool. But beyond that, this is going to be so good for like backlot tours and so much more. I just can't wait to play around with this. One of the other things that Mr. Simside, huge shout out to both Mr. Simside and Geekism, aka Jonty, for their extensive coverage of this, because I would not have caught some of this stuff if it weren't for those two gentlemen. But triggers are going to be in the base game. Now, this is going to be very fun specifically because of the pool elements. So yes, we were able to see some fire effects, we got to see some water effects, but we also get pool jets, pool like lazy river jets, all that stuff. I am hoping that the trigger system will be able to work with the pool jets and the lazy river jets, because can you imagine, can you just picture with me a roller coaster coming down, swooping down, And in front of it is a pool where people are like, you know, in their little floaties and like their little inflatables. Roller coaster comes down and it starts to make huge waves inside of the pool with the trigger system. That would get me so freaking excited. I really hope that's a thing because that would be just the coolest thing in the world. But hey, I'm kind of getting way ahead of myself. We don't really know too much about that, but triggers are coming, which is very cool. And that pretty much wraps up the coaster and ride segment. Let's jump right into the pools. So it looks like pool building is going to be insanely easy as the pathing system. It seems to be the exact same thing, which is fantastic by me. We have an outline tool, a stamp tool, a paint tool, and I think we can even place down pre-selected blueprints, which is going to be so helpful, but all three of those together are going to be so awesome. If you've ever played with the terrain in Planet Zoo, if you've ever played with the terrain in Planet Coaster even, it comes naturally. It flows like honey, flows like butter, I guess. I don't know. I should stop making analogies. Point is, it's really good. It's really good stuff. And it seems like the pools are going to be so awesome and so easy to build too. But there's even more to pools than what we originally knew. There's actually 3 different depths of the pool to cater to each of your guests. Shallow ends for, like, you know, your little tykes and your little sunbathers and stuff like that. We also have a normal depth, which is probably the one that we've been seeing inside all of the trailers, and we also have a deep end of the pool. That's going to be super helpful, especially if you're making like a big slide. You want your guests to not really hit the ground like directly out of the slide, so that's going to be very good to have. So excited for all of that, but not only that, but we also get to see the lazy river jet in the scenery items. That's going to be very helpful. But lazy rivers also seem to function in the same setup as pools themselves. This is so good, and wave pools too, wave pools as well. Now, this is so important for creating like useful, immersive connectivity in your park. So your guests can like go into a lazy river, then once they're not really feeling it anymore, they could kind of just come out of the river. I'm so excited for this, guys. I love lazy rivers. I'm not sure if any of you guys have ever been to Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas? But yes, Atlantis in the Bahamas. Incredible resort. They have aquariums all over, but they also have really awesome water slides and a lazy river that goes pretty much throughout the entire water park complex. And you can kind of like veer off of that and hop onto like this really awesome Aqua Blaster slide. And like, I just can't wait to build that again because that's like such a core childhood memory of mine. I don't know. I'm just so excited. We can also hand place inflatable toys in the pools. That's going to be so cool, especially for making like those inflatable slide racks that you typically see at your typical water park, where your guests can kind of come up, pick one up, and then bring it to the top of the slide, yada yada. It's going to be so freaking cool. Now we're going to move on to the subject of slides. I know it's kind of in the same vein as pools, but hey, slides got their own little category right here. We were able to see finally some gameplay of the devs actually making a water slide, and also literally everyone and their mother making a water slide once they went to Gamescom. Really awesome to see that stuff live. But yeah, there's a ton of different ways for a slide to be made. We already knew about the drop chutes and the slow entries, but I don't know, I'm just so excited for that stuff. We're going to talk about how they end though, because we can also see that the developers have included ways for them to just drop right into the pool with like your little hurricane ends and stuff like that. But we also get a kind of like non-pool exit. I forget what it's actually called, but if your guests don't want to just jump right into a pool, they could opt for one of these. You more so see these for like your big racing slides where it's like 2 ones right next to each other and it's like, oh, who can be the fastest one down? I don't know, but that's gonna be so freaking cool, so awesome. We also get glass tunnels, plexiglass, I guess technically, but they are clear sections of track where your guests can just float right over. I don't know, it's gonna be so cool. This is gonna be so good for creative purposes, but not only that, I am hoping and I am strategizing right here. I am merely putting it out there that I hope that we should be able to actually allow these clear sections of track to go underwater. I think that'd be really freaking awesome. Like, again, Atlantis Paradise Island. They have it going under the shark tunnel and stuff like that. That's like, that is exactly what I want out of like a water park simulator. I don't know, even though we don't have sharks in Planet Coaster 2, it'd be funny if we got them in Planet Coaster 2 after we've been asking for them for so long in Planet Zoo. But hey, what can you do? Alright, and beyond that, we also have the facilities to talk about. A lot of these the Planet Zoo fans might recognize. First off, we have 2 new entrances to the Planet Coaster genre. We have the coach guest spawner as well as the ferry spawner. These essentially function as the normal guest spawners, except they are decorated. They're for disembarking off the road or off of the water. It's super cool, and it really helps you build up the kind of theme, the lore in your parks. It's super helpful. I use these in pretty much any one of my zoos that I build nowadays because they are so helpful. Not only that, but we also get some glimpses into the UI about the changing rooms. That's also very cool. I know we talked about those in like the early access, like, you know, reveals of the gameplay. As well as the trailer, I believe, but it's just so cool because not only that, but we also have the air dryer as well that was revealed to us via Gamescom. Very awesome stuff. I hope not only is that going to be useful for pools, but I remember after going on like, I'm trying to remember the water slide at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Was it like, I don't know, it was Journey to Atlantis or something, or like it was Pompeii? I don't care. You guys probably know. But I got wet after that, and not in the fun way. I got wet, I was soaked, it was cold, and there were none of those air dryers around. It's gonna be a good thing to have in my virtual theme park game. I don't know, I'm just so excited for that. That's going to be so fun to kind of put around the park. But beyond that, we also get vending machines. This is a huge one. I believe Planet Coaster fans, they had to wait a long time for them to actually get vending machines. Same thing with Planet Zoo fans, and the Planet Coaster vending machines were grid-based. Like, that is so crazy to me. Like, looking at it as a Planet Zoo player, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot. Like, your popcorn stands, your vending machines, they couldn't be on the pathway. Now they can. Now pretty much anything can be on the pathway because of the new advancements in the path technology that Frontier's been on. Now, talking the rest about facilities, we also get to look at some of the new UI for your mechanics in-game. These mechanics being the water pipelines as well as the electric pipelines. Really awesome stuff, very much like City Skylines and City Skylines 2, if you guys have ever played that, where you can kind of just sink it underground and they kind of function as like tunnels or pipes. Very cool stuff. You still need to place a generator, and on that note, there are new generators and new water supplies, I guess. There's 3 new water things, like a water tower, a water complex, and like a standard one. I don't know, maybe you guys can make heads or tails out of the information being shown right here, but that's just really awesome stuff right there. So excited for that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for facilities. I don't know, it's just so exciting. Now, a huge thing that I think so many more people need to talk about are the new terrain palettes. Not only do we get 8 like normal, not only do we get 10 or 12, but we get 16, at least 16 different terrain palettes per biome. This is gonna be insane. Think of how limited your rosters were for like the terrain palettes. I mean, just look at my Nexus. I'm like making all these terrain swaps in Planet Zoo because we can only have 8 at a time. Now they've absolutely doubled it, and it's just so incredible. We're gonna be able to make so many more unique areas, so many more unique landscapes with these terrain palettes. It's so good. Now, on this speak of naturalness in Planet Coaster, we should probably talk about Mother Nature and weather. Yeah, so it seems like we actually get a huge update to weather with seasons, believe it or not. We get seasons, my friends. It's going to be so exciting. We kind of had like a seasons set up in Planet Zoo, but it really wasn't too accurate. It would snow in the middle of like not January. It would snow in the middle of July. It was weird. It was strange. I don't really like it. That's why I play on sandbox mode. But yeah, we finally get like an accurate seasons counter, which is going to be so cool to see. But my friends, that is pretty much all I was able to extrapolate from this little kind of go around. There was a ton of awesome stuff like concept art that was shown by Frontier themselves. So if you guys do want to go roll that back, go check out all Frontier's last videos and stuff. I want to give a huge shout out to the incredible team at Dead Good Media, as well as the Planet Coaster 2 team for what seemed like an incredible Gamescom event. If you were able to go, I'd love to know like your favorite part about it. Looks like there was so much fun with like gelato, photo booths, Gulpy the dinosaur, please marry me, and even like mystery pins. Hello, pins? But yes, I hope you guys all enjoyed this little dissection of all the content that we were able to see. This Wednesday, we should be able to see even more of like a creativity spotlight, so it's going to be very cool. But I would really suggest you guys check out everyone who was able to help me out with this video. Geekism, aka Shanti, incredible creator, Rudy Renkamel also was at Gamescom and was like a huge help to me for this video, as well as Mr. Simside, an up-and-coming Planet Coaster 2 creator who's already doing some incredible stuff. Please go give him the love that you deserve, the love that he deserves. I'm not sure. You guys, just go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay subscribed for even more information, and I'm so excited to cover even more of this game in the future with you all. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.